Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I would show you an update on this Perses Carrier CV4 here. So it's been a little slow going, but I got a couple areas worked out, and I'm getting into a tough area right now that is going to take a little bit to build. But to start with, here's kind of what the back part of the hangar is looking like now. Obviously, in the last video, the medical bay was built in the video, and some of this block work, especially along this side of the hangar, was done. And a location for a couple medium shield parts in there, stuff like that. But I did get the other side over here done up now too, and then also the drone bay area. So over here, there's a lot going on. It looks kind of symmetrical, but it's really not. I mean, some of these blocks up here are matching that of the other side on the top area, but the whole bottom is completely different. And I'll just show you what's all back here right now. So start with behind this door, we got a little pocket cockpit here. That's something I definitely wanted to have in here. And it's probably going to have another one up in the front area of the ship as well. Then over here, a couple more medium shield parts. And then we got another door space over here with a couple more medium shield parts. I sort of screwed this up a little bit, though. I changed the whole layout formation because I thought I couldn't fit them here unless I did that. And then I realized that the shield parts are a little bit smaller than I thought they were. So now I've got a whole block row gap on the top side of that over here, which is bugging me, believe it or not. So I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do that. So the next door is it's going to be a location for 4 small plasma turbines in here. So just kind of an open door for that. Then I added an elevator over here. And the reason why I put this here is the elevator, the central elevator is over here. And that goes straight up to the control tower. But if you want to get to the drone bay room, the only way there was to go up this elevator, walk across here, walk across there, and then you could walk over there. And I'm like, that's a lot of walking. So yeah, let's put an elevator here. So let me go up this a second. And this is going to dump you off right at the farm. And then right next to the farming area here, there's another door. And this is going into the drone bay section / warp drive area. So this is the first time I used the drone base in a build, and so I was always admiring how detailed these drone bay parts were, and I was really trying to make the blocks and everything go well with them in the whole section. And honestly, I'm really digging it. Having these parts in there, and then try to do all the block work and all kinds of things going on with the block work around these parts to make them look like their home is here. And that, yeah, I actually really kind of dig how this came out. Looks busy, industrial, almost like you're looking at some kind of manufacturing plant or something like that, you know. But anyway, I kind of liked how that whole section here turned out with the 2 drone bays. Moving on from there, you got I put in the warp drive. I had enough room to put the warp drive back here, and I'm like, yeah. No, why not? Why not? Let's put it here. So we got the pentaxia tank as well, and that's got like this little thing that'll dump pentaxia into the warp drive like it. Well, that doesn't actually work, but you know. And I forgot to paint. I got to remove the warp drive paint on the inside of it yet. I didn't do that yet. So that's all. This junk is up on this side of the hangar here, and I didn't think there was actually this much room up here, but there kind of is. And speaking of that, goes out to another room over here. And I think this room is going to hold some small shield parts, I think. I'll have to do the ceiling and change all the block work up there, make that look better. And then over here, there's going to be a ladder, and that's going to come down to your thruster access area. And then this area will walk right out back into the hangar over here. So it kind of all loops around so you don't have any dead ends or anything like that, which dead ends are usually a good thing in a build. If you're going down a hallway and you're walking like 50, 60 foot and then you just dead end, it's never a good thing. So yeah, this way there's no dead ends either, so you can keep on walking through there. So that's how that area turned out. Again, yeah, love these parts, love the detail on these parts. They actually, you know, when after I got it built and some lights in here and trying to get the textures in place, I'm like, man, this almost looks like it's a different game. Obviously, you can still tell it's Empyrion, but you know, still nice work on the model for the on the parts here from the Reforged Eden developers. Very cool. All right, so the next part, um, getting into the main engineering area. Now, the only thing back over there, obviously, is the drone base and the warp drive. But main engineering, I've been struggling with. I did one take on it so far, realized I screwed it pretty bad, and I got to do it again. So to start with, what I did is I pushed this wall further this way. I had the temp wall about here. I was like, hey, you know, if we can push it further this way, that would allow more room for the hangar. And if you did want to run a repair bay in the lower or in the hangar itself for HV and SV repair, you could. This would be an awesome location to put one because it's out of the way of all the traffic coming through the hangar doors and stuff like that. So, and that's kind of where you want a repair bay. So it would be a great place for that. So, and the hangar's a little bit bigger this way too. So coming into this room, basically what I was doing is I was trying to get this worked out, and I got a lot of parts still to put in here. I'm glad I put the medium shield parts elsewhere as well as the warp drive, but there's still a lot of parts to put in the main engineering room here, including 4 large plasma turbines, 4 medium plasma turbines, your main shield, and I'm going to probably move these small shield parts out of here. All the medium shield parts are in the back of the ship too, so that's cool. But so I got to this level, and I even had it placed out where I had some large shield parts in here, 3 of them, hanging down from the ceiling a little bit there. And then I realized I totally forgot about the power generators and the fusion reactor. So yeah, this whole room's kind of screwed, and I got to figure out how to lay this out again. And I'm wasting a lot of room in the process. There's a lot of room behind some of the stuff over here, and it's just not jiving. So this is probably the single hardest thing about this whole build, is trying to get this main engineering room with all these different large parts of different sizes to come together some way and make it work and not be super inefficient on how they're laid out and to fit in a certain area. However, at the end of the day, I'm not worried about the amount of room the ship has to fit all these parts, because up above here, it's pretty. There's a lot of room up top here. Like the whole farming section's here. Then we even got that extra little bay over on this part. But yeah, this whole chunk of ship over here is just wide open. And my only plan is to have to put stuff up here would be like a lounge around the front of the ship somewhere. So I got a lot of room. I could have engineering poke up through the floor up here in places as well. It's just I got to come up with a layout that's going to work and hold all the parts and allow me to do the block work and build the housings for these parts to look good. So that's kind of where I'm at now. And I got to rip this apart and try again. I kind of placed all of these, and I just started doing some block work around them, trying to make it look prettier. And then I was like, oh, what about the generators? And that's why I got a couple temp generators in the hangar right now, is because I just wanted the lights to be on when I was doing this. So yeah, that's I got to rework this area and try to be better with room and space and things like that, and try to get all kinds of parts in here. Of course, I'm not against putting in some locations for large shield parts. I wanted to actually get 3 of those in the ship if I could as well, and I know I've got the room for it. So I just got to figure out how to make it all work. It's like a separate sub game of like fitting all these parts together in a space and try to have pathing and make them look right. And that's a pain in the butt. So I was scared of this room back when I was building the Hangar. I had that same challenge. Let me get that in a second. That's a little older build. I used it in in an older playthrough. But yeah, here's a loaded version of the Hangar. This one, I had the same challenge in the back engineering room, trying to figure out how to get all these parts in this area. And this took the bulk of time building the interior space of this ship, was really this engineering room. It's not like the most amazing looking engineering room ever or anything like that. It's just trying to figure out how you're going to get all these parts in there was nightmarish. But I finally came up with a layout that actually worked. And then I just went with it. And then I was able to do all the block work and make everything work right. But yeah, I had the same struggle on this ship. So it's nothing new. It's just I got to figure out how I'm going to do it on this ship. Probably with even, well, about the same number of parts, actually. So it's not too different. It's just the space I've got to work with is weird, and it's it's narrower on the bottom part than it is on the top part. So when you're trying to do like things where they line up, like getting these turbines here, they can only go to this block row here, but the row that I got above it right now had more room that I'm wasting in behind it. So because I wanted them to be at the same level, and maybe some of these should be rotated vertically and stuff like that. So yeah, just a pain in the butt. But once this room gets figured out, the rest of the ship should go pretty quickly from there, I think, because doing up like this area, it'll take a little bit of time. The farm should be pretty quick to do. That's just everything's laid out. I just got to do fancy, pretty, and do the ceiling and stuff. Same thing goes on with the production area over here and stuff like that. So those areas I'm not worried about at all. It's just I got to get this engineering room right, and this is going to be a bit of a problem. Now, one other thing too, because I also wanted this ship to be able to do some combat activities, and it's got the shield parts and places to put guns and things like that. I also I'm thinking about how strong is the front of the ship, and right now it's not. It's steel, and there's like only one layer, but I could literally like cut this off here somewhere as well and allow for some filler blocks, like some Xeno blocks or something like that behind the hull, like layered, so you could take a decent amount of hits, at least on the front of the ship, to a point. Kind of like you would see on a actual combat ship. So that's something that's I'm thinking about too, as well as that big old long-range radar array. Still probably going to go here unless I can find another better home for it. But it's not going to go on the anywhere visible on the exterior of the ship. I tried all kinds of things with that. Doesn't look good. It's too big. Anywhere I put it, doesn't fit on the sides. Doesn't fit on the bottom. The back looks dumb on the control tower. There's just nowhere I could put it besides make a room for it. So that's kind of what's going to happen somewhere. It may not necessarily be right here, but I'll have to figure that one out yet. I'm just happy and thankful that I do actually have this room in the ship up here. Quite a bit of room to fit all this stuff. I was glad that the ship is the size it actually is. And at the end of the day, it'll have a little bit of fluff, but most all of it's going to be real stuff. Up here, though, there'll probably be that lounge or something like that. And probably, I think I'll have some room for some crew rooms. Maybe down one side over here or something like that. And that kind of thing. And we'll see how it goes. Anyway, once this part gets done, the rest of the ship should go pretty quick. The exterior of the ship is pretty much how I left it before. Didn't even paint in this area yet. And I still got a lot of jiggies to fix again because I changed these. I saved it with that other option to reset the pivot point on the ship, and it jigged it all up again. So I gotta fix the outside a lot more. And then probably the last thing I'm going to do is paint the flight deck. But reason why I don't want to paint that now is like all these room areas, even this little bit of in front of these doors, I'm messing with all the blocks up there. So if I paint them now, I'd have to repaint them basically, and I'm going to have to do that in the whole farming section, this whole area. So pretty much most of these full blocks up on the top here will be swapped out with some other block before this thing's done. Other than that, that's all I've got for today. Please let me know what you think about this. If you like the way it's coming out on the inside with the color scheme and the looks. And again, I'm trying to be kind of smooth and modern, but also trying to get a lot of detail in it. We'll just see how it works out. Other than that, y'all have yourself a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.